Brainstorming and sharing ideas is the funnest part of the creative process. We decided to skip the boring part of actually making stuff and just do the fun part. I'm your host, Tom Walma.
I'm Carl Sobel.
I'm David Carson.
I'm Lucky Lee.
I'm Cranker. Oh, sorry. I'm Cranker.
And this is Creativity Wasted.
So I guess my idea is based off of a bit I did on stage, but it's an app idea. It's like Tinder meets Uber, where you, I don't know, call it like Dick Dash or Screwber, something like that. But the idea is you combine the two where, since, especially like pandemic era, I feel like dating turned into we have to date in our homes, or you have to be comfortable enough with a person to invite them over to your home instead of going out to public places. I feel like that sort of opened the door for this. But the idea is that you just combine and advertise restaurants that you live by on top of having your profile. So then women will invite you over to their home for a date, but also whatever food's available. So like you live next to a Chick-fil-A and you can be like, all right, cool. And that's like your because I feel like there's no rhyme or reason with dating apps for how you advertise yourself, but I feel like that could give you like, oh, and the guy who lives next to Chick-fil-A is getting laid way fucking more than everybody else, But
that's right. That Taco Bell's got no game whatsoever. I love that you can at least make it useful. If it's going to be a total drag, obviously you're going to make that super useful. But you're right. Like how you actually pick, what restaurant is going to go that's kind of where it's at.
Yeah. I just feel like hookup culture and like sex is becoming a lot, I don't know, altogether too easy to have, and stuff, especially with the dating apps. I feel like that's just the direction they're going is just everything's hookup culture, So I just embrace it and be like, all right, cool. We'll make it useful. Like you can also get a meal out of it,
So hook up on a chicken sandwich. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the trope of like the pizza boy comes and you gotta give him a tip, but now it's like in app form.
Yeah.
Or give him just the tip.
Yeah, there you go.
All tip, baby.
I thought you were going to say that the Uber guy is like waiting outside the house. So if the woman wants to run, he's like already there to like take her away from a date that went wrong.
Oh, I like that. I like a rescue
Maybe even
Uber. Ooh,
rescue,
I
like a bouncer
Uber.
type guy.
Yeah.
Like a red flag Uber.
Yeah. Yeah, like okay, you're gonna go to this guy's place or whatever, but if it goes bad, yeah, Uber's there. It's yeah.
Like you show up and he just wants to listen to Coldplay and you're like, fuck this.
I pictured you as a Coldplay fan. I don't know why.
Well, it's because I'm bald and I have a beanie on.
Yeah, you got some Chris Martin vibes going on. Yeah, definitely.
I like it.
You show up to his house, he's like, I'm an open mic comic. Gotta get out of here now.
I'm not leaving the Chick-fil-A sauce then. Yeah. I do feel like it would have to be a very woman-forward app, just similar to Bumble. Because, for the most part, I don't think men are going to be the ones being able to, hey, lady, you want to grab me some Subway and come on over?
Yeah, I guess it depends. I mean, it depends on your target audience, right?
Yeah.
That would be less hookup culture.
Yeah.
Maybe what you're going. If you want, get me a sandwich and I don't know, bring your MAGA hat and we'll take away your rights. All in one night.
I think a slightly different version is just for like people that are sick and they're like, I need a mom to take me to bring me some chicken noodle soup. So you just got like a bunch of old ladies just coming to your house with soup. You're like I need someone to make me feel, but it's like a at-home nurse, but it's just like a motherly nurse.
Yeah.
Like just Miss Doubtfire shows up,
Yeah.
Like,
So I'm still hoping with that scenario that sex is still on the table, but
Get yourself a little Robin Williams.
Yeah. It's like I just need a hug.
Who hasn't wanted to have sex with Mrs. Doubtfire? You know what I mean?
I had an idea called Uber Feeds. So if you have like leftovers, instead of them bringing you food, they come over and they eat your leftovers and then they leave.
Like the scavenger app.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just throw ours out to the raccoons. It's basically the same thing.
Roger takes care of business.
Yeah, we already got Roger.
I feel like that app only appeals to homeless people with phones. You know what I mean?
Rickety Cricket.
Yeah. Like, how leftover are your leftovers? Like, you know?
Then you just have a bunch of hippies that are into composting, just stealing your shit.
To compost.
That would be the good app. Is here's the leftovers for the hippies.
I do like that. Yeah.
Right,
That's
a compost app. Come get our leftovers. Yeah,
That actually is a great idea.
it's a good idea. Yeah.
Or like pig farmers looking to get cheap feed for the pigs.
Yeah. Pig farmer app, you could be like have a lot of mafia guys on that though, like trying to hide the next Hoffa or something.
Now, when you say a compost heap, you mean like food waste, right? Not like actual like shit.
I mean, you could do that too if like they have a
both.
nice enough van.
I wouldn't be surprised if a company would pay to like take people's shit and like scan it for data, like to sell to food companies or DNA or
Oh,
whatever.
that has to exist. 100%. I'll bet that exists.
Oh yeah, they're just called take a shit.
Yeah, in a tube.
You make it, we take it.
The composting reminds me though. There's a guy who I don't know is still alive. He was building his own island off of the Pacific Island with like 2-liter bottles, anything that he could find that was recycled. He had built 2 acres, and then he essentially put on like wood, any type of like substrate he could have on that, and then started putting on dirt. He had live animals, he had goats, but he had this thing called a solar cake. And this is essentially what he ate. He had chickens and like hens and stuff. But the solar cake was like this box, and then there was like a plexiglass clear thing on there. So when the sun would hit it, it would bake whatever was inside. And what he put inside was literally like anything that he would need. So if it was something from the garden that was like a leftover, he'd throw it right in that thing. If it was like a leftover eggshell, right, he'd throw it in that thing. And the way that he ate it, when he opened this thing up, he would just like stick his hand in there, and there'd be like this goop, right, of stuff. And he's like, oh, this is fantastic. This has got like some minerals, got vitamins, right? Yeah, and he's eating this thing. It looks like a brownie that hasn't been cooked yet. It was just disgusting.
Sounds like a stew.
Yeah, it's like a really like a compost stew. They just baked in the set off of that. It's crazy.
Woo. Wow.
So I think we could sell compost cakes, I guess. Like, you know, there's like the cosmic brownie from like the Little Debbie or whatever, but we got like the compost brownie. Could be kind of nice.
So you mentioned him as being in the past.
I think he's in the past because he launched his island into the Pacific and nobody's heard from him again. So I don't think he's still around. Yeah. He was like an old hippie that was just super nice guy and just wanted to create his own universe. And you know, he welcomed anybody that wanted to come with him. There were no takers, but
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, he's great. I think his name is Richard. So if you just look up like guy who like made his own island, see if you can find him. He's like back in like 2004, 2005, around that era.
So it was like a
floating
island.
Epstein.
Yeah, it was a floating island. So picture like he was down in Mexico, and so he had like a place where he could rope them all together, right? And he was just building this thing like a Noah's Ark, right? But it was like his island, like Noah's Island. And then when he was ready, he was just gonna cut the ties and float out to sea. He's got his own island.
Off he went, huh? Off he went eating compost into the ocean, huh?
Yeah,
that is huge.
Yeah, he was great.
But everybody knows the worst part about Epstein was his carbon footprint. So
that's right. He should have sold carbon credits. Obviously, that's probably where he went wrong.
Make a pedophile island that's recyclable. You're pretty much saving the world, you know.
A Scientologist, like C-Lab, the hippie version.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Seamaster version of that.
It's like Waterworld.
So back to Ryan's idea, the Uber dating thing. So would the food arrive with you if you're
Yes.
the date?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're picking up the food essentially. So like you live next to the Chick-fil-A. So the date's like, I like you because I like the Chick-fil-A, and you're gonna bring it over, right?
Yes.
So you're not setting your parameters to like the distance from you. You're setting them as like distance from a Taco Bell.
Yes.
Like I only want to date people that are 5 minutes from a Taco Bell.
I think that's everyone, but that's not the restaurant that's going to sell you. You know, I mean, you can put it on there, but yeah, like for the most part, you put the how far you're willing to travel for your date or deliver, and then all the restaurants that are on the way or whatever, close to you within 5 minutes, or that you're willing to pick up.
That's an unexpected data play. Like the nerd in me is like, all the data that's going to come out of that is going to be crazy. So like all the QSRs, like, I mean, everybody's going to want, they're going to want that data. They're going to need that. That could be pretty great.
I think that's actually where, the app is actually going to generate most of its income is the data. Like you're going to figure out what, like, oh, the guy who's next to a Panera, which is a total chick joint, like that's the guy that's getting hooked up.
Have you had their broccoli cheddar soup
in a bread bowl?
Their chicken sandwiches are really good. Yes.
I think this would be good for people who have BO because they're always arriving with delicious smelling food.
It camouflages. It's like a natural scent camouflager.
Unless it's so bad that it ruins the smell of the food.
Meal.
It'd have to be mild BO. It'd mask the mild BO.
Yeah. And maybe there's a seafood only version of this. So like it all kind of comes together. It's only for Red Lobster.
Yeah.
It feels like a video game mission where you're just like sent out to forage for the leaves and shit. You're like Princess Peach needs you to go collect a Shamrock Shake, and if you do, you might get to watch Speed 2 with her.
You'll get to show her your magic mushroom,
Yeah, good. I like the name of the app. What were the names?
I had Dick Dash, which it's pretty easy, but I like Screwber way more.
Screwber's pretty nice.
I like Dick Dash. I think that's fun. Yeah, they're both good. Yeah, they're both good.
Those are that's a winner app.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it sponsored right away.
Yeah.
Dahmer did this with just Uber.
Yeah, I feel like the part where you go to the lady's house is terrifying, but I don't know.
Yes, the neutral ground is finding the neutral ground is probably hard, but yes.
Maybe it's like the restaurant is the neutral ground, but you both have to live within some range of the restaurant so that it's like, okay, we're gonna eat Chick-fil-A and go home and fuck or whatever. I don't know. No.
Yeah. Part of it's like the convenience, obviously, right? Because it's like I don't want to have to leave my house. I want food to come to me and potentially, right? A mate. And but we have mailboxes. Could we make like a literal mailbox? It's like you have to stand in here for a minute until I let you in, right? Essentially. So like that way you kind of get scanned, right? See if you got anything on you, right? Maybe checks you for any type of diseases of some kind. Yeah.
Length, girth.
Yeah, just gets
I just imagine someone pulling out their penis and flashing it to a Ring camera. Is that like okay to you?
So it's kind of like, what do they call it in prison where they like the conjugal visit room? Is there a name for that?
Visit.
Conjugal.
I don't know if the room has a name, but yeah, it's called a conjugal visit.
Yeah.
It's like everybody has their own conjugal visit ADU sub house.
That's also a very creepy app, conjugal visit. Yeah, that goes the other way around. You're gonna bring me Chick-fil-A in prison.
I don't think it would ever work, but what would be cool is if, like, instead of having to buy food, you could be like, here's what I am specialty at making. And be like, oh, I want a guy that can make a really good chicken cordon bleu.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, he's 12 miles away.
Yeah.
And then he has to deliver the homemade meal.
Yeah.
Dine and Dick.
Yeah.
Dine and Dick. right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so if you like what they're throwing down dish wise,
I think it's Chef Boyardee.
Chef's kiss.
yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's
Yeah.
kiss.
Oh, that's good.
For
It's not as funny, but it's like perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more innocent sounding, yeah.
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 Winner.
probably
winner.
more actually
for
marketable.
dinner.
Then Dick Dash, yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe. But call a
Oh
spade.
my God. I just realized something. I created an app. This is ridiculous. Like probably 12 years ago, me and my buddy made an app where you match with people based on your taco preferences. We called it Taco Meat. Like we had a functioning app, and like it was like we only had we put out the beta to like 30 people. Like, it was just like, yeah, I like tacos at El Cuñado, or like,
Yeah.
or like what you want on your tacos.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot all about that.
What was the feedback? What was the
Well, then like I don't know what we just stopped working on it because we were like, yeah, it's all dudes.
Yeah. So it's just friends you're gonna eat tacos with either way.
Pretty much, yeah. I was like, well, we're gonna go there anyway.
Yeah.
Like we can just text.
Love that.
Now, let's say you want a burger from one place and pasta from another place.
Right.
Would it be like
What's that called on Uber when you do that? When you put the you can do two different things together. Do they have a name for that already? What do they call that?
I don't know.
They just do.
but
I
I
know
don't-
DoorDash just as like an add-on, but like,
Yeah, is it add-on?
yeah, you gotta tip a lot more if you're doing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that you'd have to get chased around. Like, you're really gonna, you're gonna run the gauntlet right before you come back. So like that could be required. That could also be like a nice workout. Like maybe you can't use your car. That's also a thing. So like there's sort of like a workout. It's like it's one of those very hard workout routines where you have to run and get multiple food items for women that you'll probably never get to date.
Yeah.
Or it could be like a throuple situation, like two guys show up with different food and whatever.
Ambitious.
Yeah, that's like
Two
12
different guys with 5 guys each.
6 guys.
So many guys.
Oh, that is great. I want to start a burger place now called So Many Guys. That's hilarious. So good. So many guys.
We got all the guys, yeah.
We got all the guys.
Guys and fries.
We got a lot of guys. I think the best way, rather than having the add-on, is you just have two separate people, and you're like, whoever gets here first, like they win, and then like whoever you just hope they don't get there at the same time, because like whoever gets there first,
So then
you're
he
like,
just
sorry,
gets
you're
to
too
eat
late,
the
and you
food.
take his food.
Both,
And then
both
the second guy
meals.
shows
Oh,
up, and you're like, you're way too late. So you just get two free meals.
Yeah, it also
No,
kind
you
of
take
ratchets
his
up,
too.
the
I'm trying to
implied
think about
violence
scam
because, I feel like, this isn't fun unless, there's jousting involved of some kind. So like, that's gonna up the ante a bit.
Gonna fight for honor,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
for
clearly
honor.
that was
Exactly.
that was the key point, was the honor.
Yeah.
Then you'd have
Round
guys
robin.
like in the kitchen in the restaurant, like trying to grab the food like out of the thing as it's still being cooked and everything
To get there on time.
to get there first. Yeah.
Mhm.
This fair maiden who was willing to trade her pantalones for this Burger King. We must fight for her honor.
Oh,
Let's wrap it up. Anybody have any shows or blogs or podcasts or social media that they want to promote?
I have a show coming out this month, the 21st. I have a women's show at Art of Life Studio and Gallery on Leonard in Grand Rapids.
That's cool.
It's on a Friday.
If anybody wants to go and visit Demify and all of the stupidness at my blog, go to david-carson.com and you can sign up there. But it's essentially a newsletter to get you to think dumber rather than smarter. And this was just such the perfect exercise for all this stuff. You guys are masters.
I got a show this month on the 22nd at Sherwood's Cove in Allegan. That's my backyard. And then April 9th in South Bend, Indiana at a brewery there. I'll be doing a show with another fantastic lineup of not just comics, but also some SoundCloud rappers and other performers. So it's a good mix. It'll be fun.
Cool.
I am going to be featuring a Dr. Grins in August, the last weekend of August. All of it's going to be on my Instagram. Just follow me there. I'll be back in Detroit September, potentially opening for TJ Miller. My weekly open mic every Wednesday, 9 o'clock at River City Saloon. Come there. It's 9 o'clock. Burger deals. My parents are there. My mom's gambling. My dad's drinking. I'm seeing why I have to do comedy.
I have a Twitch channel called Gaming McFitness where I build video game controllers into fitness machines and then exercise on them. I have a show, North Kent Comedy, April 20-something.
This has been a production of Planet Amp Podcast, powered by Pinecast.